Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. We're back at it again, and we're going to get on into it. But before we do, as always, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. You know, I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. And with that being said, here's a quick word from our sponsors.
Organic herbs and botanicals, skincare and edibles, wellness for body and mind. The Brothers Apothecary. Fine teas and remedies. Ronald Records. From indie gems to classic hits, discover the heart of local music. With live shows all the time, up close and personal, and regular releases on their in-house label. Ronald Records. Supporting the community, one track at a time.
All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, shout out The Brothers Apothecary, Ronald Records, and Portland Water. Thanks for keeping us hydrated. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get on into it. Here is today's guests.
Hi, my name is Salvatore.
And I'm Matt Brewster, and we are
Hiroki.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yeah, man. Thanks
Here,
for
man.
Yeah, why don't you tell us each a little bit about, who you are individually, what you do in the band, and just give us that Tinder profile of your involvement with music.
Ooh, you go. I want to hear it.
Matt Brewster, co-songwriter, bass player, co-producer. Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah, Salvatore Manello, I co-producer, co-songwriter. I play guitar and do vocals.
Hell yeah.
Mainly, which hopefully is kind of changing.
Ooh.
We did one song.
But you can keep open.
I was going to say, I'm not a vocalist, so I get it. I do talk box. That's kind of where I draw the line.
Hey, that's it,
Well, you were
bro.
saying that you play bass too, right? So
I
you
do,
kind of know what it's like to try to sing and play bass at the same time?
It's not a lot of fun.
Oh, man.
Not a lot of fun.
Occupation.
Also, when you can't sing very good, it's hard to sing. So I'm stuck on that line.
Yeah.
Not helping my case.
No, I mean, it's super easy. You should do it. You should do it. It's totally easy.
Paul McCartney, come on.
Oh yeah, Geddy Lee.
Yeah.
Legends.
He plays synth with his feet.
Sing?
Oh yeah, there you go. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about you guys.
Yeah.
And let's start right at the beginning. What got you each into music initially?
I guess I can go first. Got me into music initially was probably a girl and wrestling.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah, weird enough. I mean, the girls, that's probably pretty self-explanatory. Wrestling, it was Hulk Hogan who came out to Jimi Hendrix's Voodoo Child Slight Return.
Oh.
On I don't know, WCW or something.
Mm-hmm.
And man, yeah, I wanted to know who that was. So I just super got into Jimi Hendrix, and that's kind of what turned me on to wanting to pick up a stringed instrument.
That is... I've never heard anybody say Hulk Hogan got me into Jimi Hendrix before. That
Hey,
not on my bingo card for 2025.
There you
Here
go.
we are. That is quite the turn of events. And then what about you?
I would say sibling jealousy. My brother brought home a guitar one day, and I was like, "Oh, that's one of those. I want to play that." And I ended up getting my own and just started plucking along, and mostly lack of friends, really.
Gotcha. I understand that one.
Yeah,
Does your brother still play?
he does not.
Ah, you beat him.
Yeah, I did.
And then growing up, did either of you have musical family members outside of the immediate household? Or I guess within as well.
not outside the immediate household, I wouldn't say. My dad played guitar, and he gave me my first bass, actually.
Gotcha.
Sick. Wish I knew what happened to it. I totally have no idea. That was so long ago. But yeah, he just gave me the bass and a handwritten map of the fretboard and said, "Here you go."
Okay.
That's cool.
Yo, shout out to dads for that one. That's a cool one. Yeah. And then other than your brother, did you grow up with anybody musically?
My uncle, he was a pastor, so he led the worship team. But other than that, not really. My family was super musical, but not they didn't play instruments. So
Big appreciators.
Yeah, big appreciators. Yeah.
Okay. And have you guys both grown up in this area your whole lives?
I grew up in Central California. And I moved
okay.
here in 2005.
Gotcha.
I've been here ever since.
Okay. I'm from the Bay Area myself.
Nice.
Yeah. And then have you been up here your whole life?
I was born here, and I moved when I was little, and then moved back 2012.
Gotcha.
Been here since then. Yeah.
Okay. And did you guys both start in music outside of this area then?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you moved here, did you move here with more music in mind? Or I guess
did.
for you.
I did, yeah, totally. I wanted to do something like I grew up in a small town in Central Cali. It's like Atwater, California. There's nothing really there, but I knew that I wanted to do something with music, and I wanted to stay on the West Coast. I was like scared of going to LA. Couldn't afford to go to the Bay. So
Yeah, I feel you on that one.
Portland, and I already knew a couple people here too. So my brother actually was living up here at the time.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And then when did you two link up?
We've known each other like through the scene and like being friends, but like
I was definitely a fan of your music for a long time before we started playing music together. But it was 20,
COVID?
like right before COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then before we get into more what y'all do in the present day, I do have a couple foundation questions I like to check in with everybody on. This first one is one we ask early. It's one we ask often. And it's definitely a crowd favorite. What was the first album you each bought with your own money?
I can't remember the first like full length album, but the first single CD I remember buying was a Puff Daddy single.
Okay.
It was the Sting track that he did for Biggie's death. And what do you call it? I'll be missing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first CD I ever bought.
I mean, that is definitely
Good one.
a valid one. Yeah. And what about you?
I didn't technically buy it. Like this first CD that I was like, Mom, can you buy this for me? It was an Eminem album.
All right.
With a red curtain. What is that? See, I don't remember.
Is that Curtain Call or the show? Oh man, I'm the worst with album names.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm worse with covers.
Shoot.
I know what you're talking about.
Right? It's
Yeah.
backdrop curtain.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, definitely still a solid first choice.
Lots of profanity.
And then what was the first live show you each went to that was like specifically one you wanted to go to?
Probably Third Eye Blind.
Oh, okay.
I got to see Third Eye Blind like sometime when I was in middle school.
Gotcha.
I was a super big fan at the time.
Did you find out about them from The Undertaker? No, just kidding. Hell yeah. And then what about you?
I was pretty late to like going to shows and concerts. I grew up like overseas, but like when I moved back to the States, I want to say Journey, but I didn't really want to see Journey, so I'm not going to say that.
That's fair.
I think it was We the Kings. It was a
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
down in Florida.
Hell yeah. I dig that.
Yeah.
Where were you at overseas?
We lived in Japan for a good while.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
The Navy brought.
And was that when you were younger?
Yes. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I won't ask too many music related questions for over there.
Yeah.
But before we officially get into the now, do you each have a defining moment where you decided you wanted to take music more seriously?
You want to go first?
Sure. A defining moment.
Yeah, because I got to think of mine.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a really good question.
I guess for me, like taking it like seriously as like a profession.
Or just like you were like, this is it for sure. Like you were like digging into it as much as you can and are now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I guess I used to have like a really bad opiate addiction in like my earlier mid 20s. So I guess once I got clean off of that, I wasn't like really feeling comfortable going out socially. You know, I was still trying to adjust to life off of opiates, and so I kind of just stayed home most of the time and like was in my room playing bass for like 4 to 6 hours a day, like every day for a couple of years. And I guess it was kind of after that I was like, okay, wow, this is like really what I'm doing. So spending all my time doing it, I'm getting kind of good at it, and it's what I love to do. So I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, really burnt through your 10,000 hours real quick there. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was like one specific moment, but it was probably just like beginning of high school classic, you know. I really started to get into playing guitar, and it was just really the place where I felt at home and the most comfortable, where I could just lock myself in my room for like 8 hours and like, oh, that felt great.
Gotcha.
You know?
Okay, so you just kind of like grew into music right from the start.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I dig that. Well, thank you guys both for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to get on into the present day. We are going to get a super easy one out of the way, though. How'd you pick the name?
It was after his dog.
Yes.
Okay.
Not originally, though.
Not originally.
Ooh, what was the original name?
Larissa just said it, too.
Was it Romy?
Maybe it might have been Hiromi. Something.
I don't remember. Yeah, our friend Larissa Birdseye, she was like there for the brainstorming session of us trying to come up with the name. And it was something like Hiromi.
Yeah.
But we ended up going with Hiroki. His dog's name is Hiro.
Oh, gotcha.
First kind of like, writing songs, and that was like over COVID, so I was over at his house all the time. His dog hated me.
Oh, no.
He's a
Felt
killer.
like he wanted to eat me. So
What kind of dog is it?
He's a Shiba Inu Keyshawn mix.
Gotcha.
He's really
Okay.
sweet to me now. I would just, for the record, he's very sweet. But yeah, I just felt like since he changed his ways and feelings about me, I wanted to honor him back.
Okay. Okay. Well, I dig that.
He's on his way out too, so that's probably good. I'm kidding.
Also, before I forget, shout out to Larissa, past guest of the show.
So yay.
Now let's go ahead and let's talk about your writing style a little bit. How do y'all go about getting into it? Like, what do you do to get a track started as like a band?
That's there's a few different ways we go about that. There's not like one set way that works best. But sometimes like I'll have an idea that's kind of fleshed out, or Matt will have an idea that's kind of fleshed out, or we'll just like start at the computer and just mess around and see what feels good.
I feel like sometimes like some of our better stuff comes from like either one of us having an idea that's like kind of already there, at least halfway there, and then and then getting together and collabing on it. But I don't know. I've also liked some of the songs that we did together.
Same, yeah.
Time.
Gotcha. Okay. I guess that makes sense. And it helps that both of you have equal shares in writing to a degree. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like one of those bands where it's like one person writes stuff and then brings it to the group.
It's actually not even to a degree. It's like we just kind of decided early on. It's like, whoever, like, how do we want to do this? Because it can get messy sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if we're just the only two people that are getting writing credits, we might as well just split it.
Yeah.
Like every time.
That makes sense. And then I guess when you go out live, do you have like more full backing band that like comes with you, or is it just you two for the most part?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
We have our good friend Sean Kenny who plays drums with us, and sometimes we'll bring on some like other auxiliary people. Hopefully, they could be more staples of the band.
I would love that.
Should be sick.
Nice to have more support, honestly.
Yeah. Well, if you guys need Talk Box,
hey, I could take you on.
I say it on the show all the time. One of y'all take me up on it one day.
Talkbox is sick.
It's a lot of fun. It's real gross. Nobody tells you.
I bought one and I will never play it again.
Oh yeah, it's a
tube that you just gotta like hang in your mouth, right?
And because you never close your mouth fully,
It's like
your mouth salivates.
And are you just
more often? Oh, it comes out of the mouth. It comes down the tube. You got to make sure if you're doing it with a synth that you run the tube around the synthesizer.
so it doesn't. Okay.
Yeah,
I do that.
Yeah, and since I did it and played bass, like in between the two, I'd always like have it on my bass afterwards. Just, not a fan, but still sounds great. Big fan.
Super unique sound.
When it comes to like playing with the full group, do you guys just like bring the songs to the people you're going to be playing with and be like, here, let's work on it together? Or do you usually have like parts you kind of give to them for the sake of time?
Our production style typically has a lot of elements that we just can't produce ourselves, and like there's like lines, and so like I don't know, it's probably hard for Sal to play like a really intricate guitar line while he's like still trying to play rhythm guitar at the same time and also sing. So like, we have another guitarist that Jonathan Schuler is his name. When he plays with us, he'll like play some of those harder parts.
Gotcha. Or I mean, like as far as them like
learning,
getting ready to play the show with y'all. Like, do you send them stuff ahead of time? Do you just like bring them in and go riff on this? Like,
you want to take it?
I feel like they're pretty professional guys, so we'll just send them the music and then we'll like have one rehearsal before.
Okay,
and
so they're just so competent. You're like, it's fine.
Yeah, we trust them.
We have very talented friends, and we don't have to worry about them at all. We're lucky, for sure.
Gotcha. Okay. And then when it comes to writing the songs in general, do you have like a direction you aim for, or like is this just kind of like whatever happens?
Do you mean about like topic or
just like musically, like as far as like the sound goes, as far as the word, like the direction of the music in general? Like, are you like, for this band we're gonna do it this way, or is it just like when you have ideas you just bring them to the table and see what sticks?
I think overall we probably just want to keep things groovy for the most part, right?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And like whatever happens to fall into the groovy category,
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I guess that is a
It's our mission in life.
wide net. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when it comes
Although I will say that most of the time, like our songs typically end up being groovy at different various tempos, but mostly being written about like love or sex.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, those are the best things to write about when it's groovy. You know what I mean? You can't just be like, boop, 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 I'm having a bad day.
Yeah. You could.
Oh, God, emo funk.
I mean, I'd listen.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
we're going to talk about that off camera. And then when it comes to like creative differences, you know, there, like I said, is primarily the two of you. How do you deal with those?
Well, he's really nice.
So are you. I feel like we're pretty complimentary in that regard. Like, I don't think like we ever really super butt heads on stuff. But we have like a similar taste and preference for things. So.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're probably going to like what each other brings to the table just by default.
For the most part.
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a grow on one of us, yeah.
Gotcha.
Just one song in particular.
Do you ever have the like, no, I'm throwing my foot down, this has got to stay in the song moments?
Probably more me than him.
Okay.
Yeah, I can. Pretty like water, you know.
Fair. Fair. Okay, well, I dig that. And then as far as like going out and playing shows goes, do you guys have any like pre-show rituals?
No, I mean, I just like to eat.
That's okay. That
Drink.
I just don't want to perform on an empty stomach.
I support that. I support that. That is-
Do we do anything else that's like pretty consistent?
I mean, like, do you like wear a certain pair of underwear? Do you like say a thing before you go on? Like, you know, it doesn't have to be like a like series of events.
Right.
Yeah, just like pre-show like recurring things.
I mean, not really.
We just hang out, yeah. Just kind
just
of
hang.
decompress and kick it.
Mhm.
That's fair. That question's more for me than
When I was younger, like probably in high school, I did used to have this thing where I'd like have to have some gummy bears before I got on.
Oh, okay.
Such bad stage fright, and like gummy bears would just chill me out every time.
Interesting. See, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
When I would play live when I was younger, I would always wear silk underwear.
Oh, I might have to try that actually.
You know what? It felt nice.
Yeah?
Real nice. It was like a secret that you didn't have to feel bad about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Like,
nobody has
is
to
for
know
me.
either,
This is for
really.
me,
You know,
yeah.
when you're on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a power tie, but on the inside, because you can't just wear a power tie on stage for every genre of music. Unless I guess not to get into that, talking about you guys. Now I want to take a moment then, and I want to move into talking about your music.
Sure.
So I jumped on, ye old Spotify, and you guys have a ton of music going all the way back to what? Oh no, my notes didn't update here. Well,
It's all good. We started releasing music around 2020.
Yeah.
here, hold on. I'm actually gonna just so I can share. This doesn't get cut either, so we're gonna have fun with this.
Keep it.
We're gonna have fun with this. Ta-da. Well, the scary part is I know I put it in there. Sorry, guys. This is stuff that you have to deal with from time to time with technology. But I have it right here, and we are going in. Cool. So, yes. So, I saw you guys have a grip of music, and it's all a vibe.
Thanks, man.
It's all really cool. It's very, very soulful, very funky, a little on the staccato side at times, but it's all very full. And what I like is that everything is really well done. There's great delivery. The guitar is on point. The vocals are tight. The drums are great. And with the exception of, I don't know if you guys know Damian Erskine.
Yeah.
With the exception of him, probably some of the best bass playing I've had the opportunity to talk about on this show.
That's
There
an
we
honor.
go.
Thank
I mean, not just because I am a bass player myself, but like all of it is, it's very tight. It's very enjoyable. And I like that because I'm a big fan of the realm of like more funk related things. I've only seen Chromeo like 400 times.
Yeah. Shut up.
It feels very individual. Like I don't listen to it and go, oh, I could tell they got this from this or that from that. Like it just kind of sounds like you guys. And that's really special.
I like that.
That's cool.
I like to hear that.
Also, your features. Every feature you have is so powerful. And I mean, I got to shout out the past guests. So Larissa Birdseye, Rain Ezra, and
Doing Lila.
Yeah.
who her feature is probably my favorite song.
Really? Dancing in Paris?
Yeah, Dancing in Paris.
Wee.
It's it was the one where I heard it, I was like, I'm going to come back to this one after I get through everything else. But I did check out everything else, and I really like what you guys have. I have to ask about your most recent track, though. Thank You Come Again.
That's the one. He was saying that he probably had to warm up to that one a little bit more.
Gotcha. Okay, because yes, I will say it is very funky. Mm-hmm. Every line in that track has a little bit of something else attached to it, though. And before I get into my normal question that I ask at this point, can you guys just share a little bit about that track, like the origin story, the making of it, like anything you can share?
Yeah, I guess I just, we have a love for Asian food, and I guess I just kind of wanted to make a song expressing the fact that we love Asian food, but also, have like I just noticed that there's so many like double entendres and references and innuendos that can be made. So just, I don't know. I forget which line I had first. I think it was, I like you more than noodles, catching little doodles or whatever, just like the very beginning of it, and then I was just kind of stuck with that for several months and didn't really revisit it. And then just one day, like the rest of it,
just went to town.
You're just like, I know the next lines.
I actually finished up writing the song in the car, picking up your daughter from daycare.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Okay. Well, it's a fun track.
Thanks.
It's a fun track. Thank you. But now I am curious to know, out of all the music you guys have available, what are some of your favorite tracks to perform?
Off the top of my head, like Light 'Em Up is one of my favorites, and Try, although we don't perform that live too often.
Well, Rain Ezra is not here, and it doesn't feel right.
Yeah. But, which hopefully she'll be coming back soon to say hello.
That would be cool. Yeah. That would be cool.
Rain, if you're watching, come back and say hello. All right, and then now I want to take a moment and kind of zoom out. And for this, it'll kind of be individually focused again. What is some music that you're listening to right now that you're enjoying or you're finding inspiration in at the moment?
You want to go?
Yeah. I feel like most guitarists these days, I'm really into McGee lately. Even though it's not like really my genre wise, I don't know. It just like really connects with me. It's so unique and fresh.
Yeah.
Been really into this girl named Haley Knox, I think.
Oh, she's cool.
She's so cool.
Yeah.
Just like really, just cool R&B.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah, probably two of the people in rotation.
I think right now, as far as like bass playing, like inspirations kind of stuff goes, even though I play nothing like them, it's like Dirty Loops probably is the thing that I've been geeking on the most. Henrik Linder is just such a beast. I don't know. I just love his slap technique. I just can't get enough of it. And like, I don't know. Good bass playing always draws me in.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. I was lucky enough to run sound for Billy Sheehan once for a clinic.
Ooh.
That changed my whole life.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Billy Sheehan commented on one of my bass videos one time, and he says, "You don't look very handicapped to me." I was like, "Oh shit!"
What a great Billy comment.
Yeah.
Shout out Billy Sheehan.
Yeah.
And then this is just kind of a fun one. This is one I like to check in with everybody on as well. Do you each have like a fun band memory that you can share?
I mean, yeah.
There's a few.
There's a lot. I guess just trying to. I guess one of my favorites is probably just like the COVID times. Honestly, like going over to your place all the time, and we drank a lot of pina coladas, man.
Yeah.
We drank a lot of pina coladas and like
No responsibilities.
barbecued so much, and we got like I don't know, Fire on the Mountain chicken wings all the time. We just like kind of get a buzz on, eat some food, and then like
write and play some music. Yeah.
Damn, it sounds like the dream.
Nowhere to be, nothing to do, you know?
Yeah.
Probably the only good thing that came from COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a summer break.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It just went too long.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah. But no, I mean, that was a great experience.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then before we move into the next part, this next one again, kind of individual question, is probably the densest question I have in the interview. But we talked about, your experience with music, the actions, the reactions. But when it's just you and music one-on-one, what does music give back to each of you?
You got something?
No, I don't. Kind of hoping you'd go, and then I could think about it.
I'll think. What does it give back to me? That's a good question.
Can you elaborate more on the question?
Yeah. So, I mean, music is an art. It's a form of creation, and it's something that has been very present in both of your lives for quite some time now. What is it about its presence in your life that matters, that makes it to where it's something that you don't want to just set off to the side or just treat like a hobby?
Well, it's kind of one of the only things that I'm super good at. So,
Fair.
so that makes it a pretty good, solid mainstay in my life just based off of that. But what I really like is that music can help create memories and moments and special memories for people. And it can even like recall memories from people that have lost them. There's a connection there, and you can hear a melody or just hear a song that don't even have to understand the words, but you can still fall in love with it. It can still make you feel things, and it does for me, and I know it does for everybody else. So I think that's a really special and unique thing that we have, and it's really a gift to be able to create that and to be able to share that with other people and hopefully help create some positive moments and memories.
Oh yeah, I love that. Also, that might be my new favorite answer.
Yeah,
I'm really good at it,
really
so I'm gonna hold on to that one for future. But no, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Damn it, how do I follow up with that?
With your truth, Sal.
With my truth. It gives back to me in a way that I can't seem to get enough of it. Even when I think, like I'll have times in my life where like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, or you just get like burnt out or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like a longing. I need to play music. Not even necessarily for any reason, but just to play it. And then when you get to do it with your friends and for your community, and yeah, like you said, like make some memories, and it's just like the best thing.
Yeah. I love that. And I appreciate that both of your answers are kind of the general form of that question's answer, but like really kind of focused in both of the directions. Because, music is very much community. It's very much creativity. It's very much a way to like not feel better about yourself, but to feel accomplished. It's putting in the effort and then seeing it pay off in the form of creating music is one of the coolest payoffs we can have.
It's a nice outlet.
Yeah.
Nice outlet. I feel like music, sometimes you just have to do it. Like, I mean, there's the longing that you're talking about. And I talk about this with a lot of my other musician friends too. It's almost like we don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's something inside of you. Like the music itself is already there, and it's just using your body to kind of find its way into the world.
Ooh, yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys both for sharing that.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to some hypothetical questions. And for these, sky's the limits. The questions are all made up, so the answers are allowed to be as well. But this first one is pretty straightforward. If the band could share a lineup with any currently performing act, the only requirement is they've got to be out there. They've got to be doing stuff right now. Who would you each want it to be?
Wolfpack, Lawrence.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, I was going to say Lawrence.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I dig that.
Super tight.
Yeah. They're so good, man. Like just both of those bands.
Yeah. Oh, is that both of your answers for you guys?
I know. That's
you kind of nailed it.
Yeah.
I was just like, all right, just want
Maybe Alan Stone?
Alan Stone, yeah, that's
okay.
That's a good one. Yeah.
All right. And then subsequently, who's a local act that you're each aware of that you haven't gotten to connect with yet, but you would like to?
Like strictly Portland?
Yeah. I mean, we'll say the general like
Pacific.
Portland Metro, Pacific
Okay.
Northwest.
Alan Stone?
Fair. Let's keep it a little less big.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
And I mean, you guys are out there doing a lot, so I imagine this will probably be a little bit tougher to answer.
Yeah. Everybody that I can think of, I kind of have had an interaction with in one way or another. you know.
There is this one artist that I don't like know her personally, but I do like her music a lot. Julia Logue. That's how you pronounce her last name. Kind of like neo soul artist, just like super cool vibes. Yeah, I think that'd be cool to.
Okay. Well, everybody, you know what to do. Add her in the comments. Let's see if we can make that happen.
Hey, it would be cool to do some more neo soul shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be fun.
And then for this next one, this is a silly question. I'm just preparing you guys now. This is the fun hypothetical question. If the band's music could be the soundtrack to any movie, which movie would you pick?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay.
Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
Both solid choices.
Yeah.
And, Mrs. Doubtfire, I think any music could work for if you tried hard enough.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't replace Dude Look Like a Lady, you know?
You can't.
That's a little on the nose. You know what I mean?
Dinner is served.
Hell yeah. All right. And then to wrap up the hypothetical questions, if you could each add one abstract instrument into the band. So no saxophone, no keyboards, nothing that's like reasonably attainable to like most people. But like if you could add an interesting instrument into the band, what would you each pick?
Mouth harp.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. You were ready.
That one, yeah.
I think you just added a mouth harp into the band.
We did, yeah.
Right? That's what they're called, right?
Jaw harp.
You know what I'm talking about, right? It's that metal thing.
Yeah, where you like boing, 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 boing. Yeah.
Well, okay, I'm gonna have to look that up.
It is a bizarre instrument.
It's very bizarre.
It is not one that feels comfortable after many minutes.
Doesn't really sound all that comfortable after.
Oh, no, it really, if you have any fillings, it's going to shake them.
Really takes your teeth.
It's going to shake them, yeah.
Oh, a sitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how that would work.
Would you want to play it yourself, or would you want to have somebody else playing it?
I would give someone else that power and take that home.
Ooh, you guys could do dueling solos.
Is it right? That'd be kind of
Whoa.
Strings.
So many strings. Yeah.
What about like the 2-string like Asian guitar?
Oh yeah.
Oh, somebody else said that one the other day. I'm the worst with names.
Like a few different ones.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't really know which one
The
that's called.
culture.
But I do know what you're talking about.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this up. What can we... Actually, you know what? I'm going to ask you guys each a question that I usually ask the solo artist interviews, but I'm just really curious to know your answer.
Okay.
So we're going to do one more hypothetical question. If you could each get one more album from anybody, they could be alive, they could be dead, they could have not put out an album in 100 years, could have put out an album yesterday. Who would you each want an album from?
It's a really good question.
It is.
I mean, I feel like there's some obvious ones here, like, like Prince,
Yeah,
like that would be, Michael Jackson would be really nice.
Dang.
I mean, sheesh.
If it makes you feel any better, my answer is always Tyler, the
What
Creator.
about Ray Charles, like.
Yeah. Ooh.
Tyler, the Creator.
I know he just put one out, but I want another one anyway. I want another one anyway. Yeah.
I mean, I'm always ready for more Anderson .Paak.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is actually a very good answer.
I'm
I mean, Ray
always ready
Charles
for-
is a great answer too.
Yeah.
Don't want to diminish that one.
Well, I haven't settled on, I'm
Yeah.
just like spitballing here.
Both make an album.
Ray Charles times Anderson .Paak.
Oh, those two on an album would be
Tupac, like,
True.
why not?
true.
AI Ray Charles.
Oh no. Oh no. I don't think anybody wants that. All right, then what about you?
I think this is super obvious, but like as a guitar player, I think it'd be cool to see what Jimi Hendrix would do, like
I thought about that too.
into 2025. Or I don't know how old he'd be, but
I wonder that all the time too. I mean, I am, in case you guys haven't noticed, also a fan.
Hey.
Also a fan. And that is because he is one of those people who like really, there was something so
Special.
special, so singular about the way that he approached me. It's not that he was the most fan. He's no Yngwie Malmsteen, you know what I mean? But like the way that he made music changed music. And that is something that just like for better or worse, like we don't know what would have come from that afterwards. You know what I mean? Like he could have like, fizzled out and like got old or tired or whatever, or he could have just gone forever and we would have had such a different world of music.
Clapton played for forever. I mean, I don't think he's playing. I don't think he can play anymore.
Yeah, he's
But yeah, I mean, he played for forever. And
yeah. And I know he played until pretty recently, if he's not still playing now.
I think a few years ago, I
Yeah.
want to say.
Yeah, I think the last show I heard about him doing was like right before COVID or right after. I think he might have done one post COVID, but I don't pay attention to his touring roster, so I couldn't tell you for sure. But thank you guys for answering that. Like I said, I was curious to know your guys' answers. But now we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this up. What can we look forward to between, let's say, now and August?
Well, we have another song that we're going to be putting out a studio version of called Yes Man that we just recorded a Tiny Desk video for.
Oh, exciting.
And that's on YouTube right now, so you can catch the live there.
I did see it. It was real good.
Thanks.
Real good. Yeah.
So that'll be our next release.
Yeah.
I think we have like a couple things that are like, kind of on the back burner for now.
Mhm.
We're sort of more or less focused on going on a Japan tour.
Oh, exciting.
April, yeah.
Exciting.
Pond.
Mm-hmm. The
They
big,
say,
the
the
big,
big
the
one,
big
yeah.
one. Yeah. So we're gonna go play in Tokyo for a few days and then make our way down to the Kansai region, and then as far over as Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Super stoked.
Do you guys have like stuff lined up already, or are you just going to go there and kind of like,
We got stuff lined up. I think we just need to book like one more show, and then we have a full roster.
damn?
Schedule, I mean.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll come with you guys then.
Oh no.
In another country.
Right?
No, that sounds really cool though. I'm sad I can't be there to see all of that, but that will be a very interesting experience.
We're really excited for sure.
Have you guys ever gone over there for music before, or is this kind of a first time thing?
First time for me. I mean, you kind of lived there, so.
Yeah.
I played a little bit like as I was in high school, like in a few bars, around town, but I can't say that I was like now that I was in the scene.
Yeah.
So I just have no reference of what that'll be like. So I'm excited.
Well, that's exciting. Are you guys going to like document it in any way while you're over there, or are you just going to play?
I was planning on it. I was
you?
gonna bring
Okay. I mean,
a
let's give him
camera or
phone.
two.
Yeah.
I don't have any fancy cameras like you guys.
I'm gonna try to.
All right, cool.
Gotta catch us all. Catch them all.
Yeah, we're gonna be like the Pokemon.
The Pokemon.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
And then for this next one, go ahead and look straight at your camera. Tell everybody how they can find you.
Like individually or as a band?
Both.
Oh, okay. Well, you can find us at HirokiTheBand.com, at Hiroki the Band on all social media.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find me at funky.brewster, funky PH.
You got it. Sorry. And you can find me at Salvatore.Manalo and at Hiroki the Band, at all the other things.
Hell yeah. And then any other plugs, any other shout outs, anybody else y'all want to put on while you're on here?
I mean,
You've got all the homies on here so far.
we named a lot of the homies that we've worked with, so yeah, Dune Lila, Rain Ezra, Larissa Birdseye, thank you guys so much.
Gemini.
Gemini, he shoots
Gemini.
James
Gemini.
Vio.
Yeah, James View, Jonathan
James
Schuler,
View.
Trevor
Yeah.
Lund. Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, that being said, I've got one last question to go. But before we do, I'm gonna steal the camera for just a second. As always, y'all, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. And one more shout out to the Brothers Apothecary, Ronald Records, and Portland Water. Thanks for keeping us hydrated. And with that being said, the final question. And this is entirely up to your guys' interpretation. But in all the music, what is an album you each feel is more on the obscure side? Bit of a deep cut. It's one not a lot of people would know, but it's one you think everybody should know.
Show of Hands by Victor Wooten.
Oh, such a good answer.
It's such a good album.
Such a good album.
It's so good. But it's like definitely a niche thing,
That is, I mean, you definitely nailed the question, because that is very much it is very obscure. Not a lot of people would know, but it is one everybody should know.
So good.
That might be one of the first all bass albums I ever heard growing up. It was Victor's music really kind of got me into the world of competent solo bass players.
I mean, I think that's a lot of bass players.
Yeah, from him it was Stu Hamm and then Billy Sheehan and from there. But yeah, that is, oh my God, I actually haven't listened to that album in a little while. I might put that on when you guys leave now.
That's a pretty solid choice right there. Also, I mean, I love his philosophy on life and music and how they coexist with each other. Great book called Music Lesson that you've probably read.
Yep. I actually, after I read it, I gave it to my mom so she could read it.
Nice.
Yeah, it is a great book. All right, but then what about you?
Shoot. That's a good one. I'm terrible with album names.
So, I mean, I always say worst comes to worst, default to something you grew up with that
Period.
yeah, didn't quite make it to the now.
Gotcha. I feel like a super underrated artist, and I'm pretty sure most songwriters know him at least. David Gates. There's like a Bread album that I can't name it off the top of my head, but just like it's insanely good songwriting and just catchy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure if they check out David Gates, they'll probably like everything that's there.
Yeah. Bread.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Yeah. Yeah. And this has been another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Salvatore.
And I'm Matt.
And we're signing off. Later, y'all.
That's a wrap.
This is not a podcast. This is a show.
Keep jamming.